I've been playing the trombone since I was 10. It's been one of those things that I've brought with me from one chapter of life to the next. One of my favourite things to do with this skill is to play in musicals. I try to get a couple of shows in per year. It's a lot of fun. Working with the orchestra as we prepare for the show season itself, it's just lots of fun. Theatres are places where there are a few superstitions and traditions that have made their way into theatre culture. In many theatre cultures around the world, it's considered bad luck to wish someone good luck by saying to them, good luck. Why? Well, lots of folks working in theatres over history have been superstitious. Many theatres are very old and are said to be inhabited by spirits, ghosts and fairies. Such beings are eager to create mischief and will make the opposite happen to what is desired. This superstition states that by wishing someone good luck, you are actually cursing them with bad luck. The tradition coming out of British theatre is to wish a performer good luck by saying, break a leg. There are other similar traditions in non-English theatre. In France, you say merde, which means poo. In Italian, you may wish someone in bocca al lupo, meaning in the mouth of the wolf. And from around Europe, you may hear toi 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 as a kind of chant to ward off evil spirits. And if you can't tell by my accent, I'm an Australian and I'm playing musical theatres in Australia, where it's also considered bad luck to wish someone good luck by saying good luck. In Australian theatres, to wish someone luck, you say Chookas. Why? Well, the term Chookas dates back to the early 1900s. Back in those days, chicken was much more expensive than it was by comparison today. It was considered a luxurious treat from a restaurant. Theatre performers were often paid as a cut of the ticket sales from the night, so it was good to have a big crowd, meant more pay. The folk history goes that someone from the front of house, or even a stage manager, or someone with access to see out in front of the curtain and into the audience, would, when there was a big crowd, shout down to the performers, Chookas, which is short for chook it is, chook being Australian slang for chicken. If the ticket sales and crowd was good, the performers would get paid more and would be able to afford chicken dinner. This might sound odd. I can go into my local supermarket now and buy a hot roast chook for $12, but things have changed a lot since the early 1900s, namely refrigeration and mass farming of chicken. Back then, chicken was a treat, not a cheap protein that most people could have several times a week. So, over time, people shouted Chookas because it meant the performers would earn good pay from their performance. And this evolved to be the version of break a leg, good luck, which is why if you are involved in any stage show around Australia, you'll hear folks wishing each other Chookas. It's tradition. Does that mean the phrase winner winner chicken dinner comes from a similar place? Well, no, that's an American tradition and is more found in casinos, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore in this video, but it doesn't have the same root as Chookas. I think tradition in culture can be really cool, and I think this is one of those instances. Traditions in cultures gives that culture an identity. Tradition bridges the past, present and future. It gives groups of people a sense of belonging to an identity, to a culture, to a group. And I think that's pretty cool. And while we're talking about theatre and tradition and superstition, there are some other things that are in theatre culture. We've already looked at why folks don't say good luck, but there are other things that you don't say in the theatre. In theatres, it's considered bad luck to refer to Shakespeare's play Macbeth as Macbeth. Rather, you use another name like the Scottish play. The folklore around this is that some people think that Shakespeare wrote actual magical incantations into the witch's lines in the opening scene, which caused the word to be cursed. And there have been a number of tragedies that have followed performances of the play over history. But that's probably going to happen when a play has been performed regularly around the world for the last 400 years. Many theatres have ghost lights, where the last person to leave for the evening leaves a light bulb lit on a stand on stage. Some theatres are very old, and as we know, some are thought to be haunted, homes of ghosts, spirits and fairies. The light is considered an offering to appease these spirits, as they perform their own shows without people around. But it also has quite a practical solution, as it means that there is light to get around and find your way, as theatres are generally pretty poorly lit by natural light, including during daylight hours. They don't really have windows in theatres, and the ghost light can provide light until more lights are lit. I'm not a superstitious person, but I still wish my fellow performers chookas before a show, not because I think that something terrible will happen if I wish them luck, but because it's part of the tradition, and because they also understand it to be meaning good luck. And that's the story of Chookas. I'll admit, this video is based largely on an oral history, a combination of what older performers have told me as I got into playing trombone in bands and orchestras in musical theatre, but also the recounts of older Australian performers who were more prominent in the early 20th century. There may be a bit of folklore in today's video, but that's how tradition evolves. There weren't any newspaper articles from the time declaring that people used chookas to wish each other good luck or anything like that. It wasn't news, it wasn't written down. It was just what people in musical theatre and community did. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see more videos on topics that inspire in me a sense of curiosity and wonder, I invite you to subscribe to That's Pretty Cool. Thanks again for watching, take care, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.